Well, thank you for coming on the red carpet round table, Kayden.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
You're very welcome. And first of all, we're both from Oklahoma, and I know you came to Oklahoma last year for acting.
I did, yes. Oh my
If you
gosh,
don't mind,
I
can
didn't
you
know that
just
you guys
talk
were both.
briefly about it and what your experience was in Oklahoma City?
Absolutely, yes. Well, first of all, love Oklahoma. It's a beautiful state. I was very, very interested when I got there because Oklahoma is very flat and California is not flat at all. So I thought that was very, very cool. First time there, the weather's a little interesting. It was kind of weird because I was filming a movie called My Professor's Deadly Secret, which is actually out on Lifetime if you guys are want to go see it. Anybody watching right now. And it was so weird because like right in the middle of filming, it was a sunny day and it randomly started snowing. And I was like, what? What is this? Like you don't find this like anywhere. So yeah, it was a really cool experience. I worked with such a great casting crew and um yeah, I'm somebody who loves to travel for work just because I love to, just explore different cultures and new cities and meet new people and it's probably one of my favorite places I've been to.
Awesome.
How long have you been living in LA? And since your arrival, what has it what is it about LA that has really sparked your interest to really dig deep in your acting career?
Well, that's a great question. I actually don't live in LA. I live just about an hour south of LA, just a little outside of LA. Um, I mean, I've always loved Los Angeles, Hollywood. I mean, if everyone thinks Hollywood, like that is the place where the entertainment industry is booming and it's the place where dreams come true. And I always thought that my whole life because, I wanted to be an actor ever since I was a little girl. I was very inspired and I had such a deep love for cinema. And it wasn't until I was 10 years old that my parents actually let me be a part of the industry. I had asked them for so many years, they had said no. Um, and so I mean, I I think Los Angeles is incredible. I mean, I've most of the projects that I work on are there, and there's just something about it, like the community. I mean, it's very artistic up there. Like there's no place like it, and I think that's what also drew me to the industry as well because I'm like, wow, this is the I live very close to the booming city of where it is, even though, so many other places now have such a big film industry, like New York, of course, Atlanta, Oklahoma. I know that's getting much bigger. But yeah, LA is great. And yeah,
Thank you.
I can go on and on, honestly, about LA. I love every city I go to, honestly. Um, I would love to even travel outside of the country to film. I know that might be like a little scary for some people, but I don't know. I feel like that'd be really cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, any experience of that nature, is just something that will live with you forever.
Yeah, that's very
And
true.
and I think that's what is so great about life is that you can go through those different experiences, and look back years later and go, wow, this is how it all began.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I was a little girl going to Universal Studios a lot, and I mean, that is like the dream right there. You see all of it.
Mhm.
And that was really cool. I mean, now, I mean, I know you love traffic, but
I
I'm
do.
not the biggest fan of traffic. So now going up to LA is like, whew, it's I mean, 60 miles, it takes like 3 hours with bad traffic.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
it's
Well,
it's insane.
you got your permit, so
I
now.
I did. My mom is saying no freeway driving as of right now. She is not letting me drive up to LA. We actually went up there last week to meet with a director, a friend of ours, and she was like, "Yep, nope, you're not doing that." And LA, you have to be a very defensive driver. It's very chaotic up there. I'm still kind of learning the just all the new things because I've driven ever since I was a little kid, like on my dad's lap. I feel like most of us have. But it's a completely different thing when you're in the car by yourself. Well, not by yourself, but it feels like you're by yourself. Like you're behind the wheel. You're the only person that's got a steering wheel. Nobody else has a brake. and you're with the cars. It was a wild experience on Friday. That was my first time out of the neighborhood.
Yeah, I saw your Instagram story and you were so excited.
I was. And I was shocked that I passed the permit test too, because that thing is the hard. They try to trick you like every single question,
And
and
you went through a
I'm not trying to make.
drive-through.
I did. I went through Chick-fil-A. Yep, I will always remember that. Chick-fil-A has my heart. So
Um, I want to dig into who has really motivated you, inspired you up till now.
yeah, that's a great question. Well, for me, when I was younger, Zendaya was a very big inspiration. It still is today. I mean, she's been on a roll. I mean, ever since her Disney days, and that's
Oh yeah.
that's that's where I, was very inspired with acting. Like I loved watching Disney sitcoms. I loved watching Good Luck Charlie with Bridget Mendler, and I loved Shake It Up, Casey and Recover. And that's when I really told my parents, like, this is what I want to do. Like, this is super cool. And I felt like the cool thing about just actors in general, like Zendaya, like, I was very inspired by how they made you feel. I was like, wow,
Mhm.
the fact that an actor can affect somebody like that is insane. So I would say Zendaya is probably still my biggest inspiration. I'm such a huge fan of Emma Stone. I think she's incredible. I think she's such a versatile actor, and I mean, just incredible. I also am the biggest fan of Denzel Washington. He's on my vision board. It's a
Me
huge dream
too.
to work with him. Yeah, yeah. I feel like everybody wants to work with Denzel. He's a legend.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
We all
No,
do.
that's the great thing about Denzel is like, and why I love him so much is because he can play so many different roles to perfection,
Yes.
you know. And but what I love about Denzel the most is the story between him and his bride growing up, going through, she was an actor before him,
Hmm.
and she stopped it all for him. And now look at them, you know. It just it's just, you know, to me it's just one of those things. It's like when you see the potential in someone, you're like, hold on, wait a minute, you know.
Yeah.
Let me slow down and let you take the lead.
I love that. Yeah. I mean, they're a power couple. It's insane. To be in a movie with Denzel Washington, I mean, I'm a little jealous of little Dakota Fanning. I mean, that's
Right.
yeah, two movies with him. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe
Yes.
more.
Um, I want to dig into because I know been on set in a couple of them, but you are recently working on a film. Is that correct?
I was, yeah, I recently
And I don't
wrapped
know if you're allowed to
actually
talk about it, but if you can you give a little details?
briefly I am, yes. Of course, NDAs, but Deadline actually just did an article um just talking briefly about the story and what it's about. And then the rest of the cast has not been released yet. So it's all about controlling the narrative, which I totally understand. And I'm trying to be as respectful as possible. So I really appreciate you saying that. Yeah, I filmed a movie called Bruton in Mississippi. We wrapped a few weeks ago, and Thea Rossi plays my dad, who I'm a huge fan of. It was one of the coolest experiences. I mean, the cast, the crew, our incredible director, Vincent Grashaw, is, I mean, his vision is, I have not worked with somebody so specific. And I mean, brilliant. I've watched many of his films. And I mean, it was just such an incredible experience. And again, filming in another state was really cool. And yeah, if you guys want to learn more about the story, it's based actually on a true story on Brian Bruton, and it's just it's extraordinary. It's insane. I feel like the movie will capture a lot of people's attention. So I'm really excited. I don't know because we just wrapped. I don't know when it will be coming out, but I'm excited for people to see and to hear all the updates about the cast and everybody.
That's amazing.
Congratulations on that.
And
Thank you so
congratulations.
much. I appreciate it.
I think my question for you is being at your age and being, you've done a lot. How has
Thank
that
you.
impacted you? Um, how's that impacted you in your relationship with your friends and those that you may go to school with, etc.?
That's a great question. Well, as of right now, I do online school because I'm just, it's just a lot more flexibility for me. And for some people, people try online school and they're not really the biggest fan of it. For me, I really like it because I can kind of control when at this time I will do my schoolwork and then I'm going to go there or wherever.
Mhm.
Um, but I still, I think the most important thing to me is always going to be my family and my friends, and I always try to make time for everybody. I think that's so important, and I think it's very easy to, and I have in the past just kind of got stuck and just my career, acting can't be your whole life. Nothing could be your
Mhm.
whole life. You have to have balance. And so I think it's been a very long journey for me to understand that, because if you're focused on your career, it can really affect your mental health.
Mhm.
So I think for me, just again figuring out that balance. I think I'm learning every single day as well. And yeah, there's some days where I'm slammed with schoolwork and or auditions or whatever where I can't make the time. But when I can, like I absolutely like that's super important to me.
Let's stick on this subject for a second. I love that the part that, and Ryochi will vouch for this as well because we are definitely advocates of mental health. But
Absolutely.
you
Yeah.
brought that up, and what point was it for you that you realized, you know what, hey, I need to reel back and cut and balance this out of this life of mine?
I think it was kind of earlier last year. I was just working constantly. And it was not like not necessarily on set. It was like auditions or like acting class scripts. I would just kind of like if I wasn't doing something acting related, I would feel like, oh my gosh, I need to pick up a script and I need to break down a script right now. And that's when I felt this is becoming obsessive. And that's not
Mm.
what it's supposed to be.
Mhm.
This is supposed to be something fun and not something that I feel like I need to do,
Mhm.
you know?
Mhm.
Um, and so that's when I was talking to my acting coaches because my incredible acting coach, Michelle Tomlinson and Jillian Rose Reed, both of them are very big mental health advocates and they're both like my mentor. Um, and I was talking to them and I was like, I just want to figure out like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why I have this feeling that I need to do that. And that's when they were kind of like, maybe you need to step away just a little bit, and just kind of find more free time to go hang out with friends. And also, it's very easy for me because this is an adult industry.
Mhm.
It's very easy to kind of lose relationship with kids your age because you're so used to hanging with adults, which is absolutely great. Like, for most kids my age are like, Kayden, why are you talking like an adult? And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to. I'm just so used to collaborating with
Yeah.
people in that way. So I've felt like when I kind of took a step back, I was a kid again, and that was wonderful. And I think the one thing with acting is you can't overdo it, and also you have to live life to be an actor because acting is the imitation of life. So if you're
Mhm.
not like if I'm auditioning for, a teen girl and I have scenes with teenage kids and I don't know how to act around teenage kids because I'm not with teenage kids, I'm not going to do a good job at acting that scene or so it was kind of like if I take a step back, this will also help me as an actor. So I think
Mhm.
that helped a lot too.
That's good that you touch basics on that, and I'll make it quick. It's very important that we talk about it, and it's very important we mention that because we want to focus on our mental health. We can't
Yeah.
just be acting or doing this and doing this because you're right. We want to take a step back and focus on other things and I'm glad you are talking more about it, and everybody should be talking more about it because this is going to help the fellow actors and it doesn't have to be actors, it can be anybody out there who'll be listening to us or listening to you to tell their stories that, hey, maybe I'm experiencing the same thing. So I'll just take a step back and go enjoy my teenage life for a minute and then come back. So
Absolutely.
that's what a good testimony that you just told everyone.
I mean,
Oh,
it's very easy to do that with school as well. Like if you're just constantly like in that school or even sports, it's just if you just keep going with all this stuff constantly, you're gonna eventually hit rock bottom. And it took me, this was not an all of a sudden thing when I realized it, right? Like this went on for a few months. And that's when I finally was like, oh, okay. So like, it wasn't all of a sudden, which is totally fine. And I'm just grateful to the people, that support me, my family, my friends. They were very understanding. So, I really appreciate that support system. And I also I've always been a big mental health advocate, and self-love is a very big thing. And that's been a big journey as well. Um, I feel like it is for everybody. We all have our moments, and I think what helped a lot. I Very late last year, I became a youth ambassador for an incredible nonprofit organization called Breaking the Chains Foundation, and they focus all on how to love yourself. They had an annual How to Love Yourself a youth camp that I attended and emceed the event, which was very cool. And just kind of getting involved with
Hmm.
them and what they do, and
mhm.
I mean, everything that I was kind of struggling with at the time was what they were trying to help kids with. And so that really helped kind of get me on the same, just like the right path. Um, so yeah, I feel like the best thing to do if you're ever feeling like you're doing too much of something or you're about to hit rock bottom is just supporting it, just filling your feet up with positivity and
Hmm.
making sure the people around you are supporting you and no negativity, because negativity just never makes things better, and social media can be quite a beast sometimes too. So
Well, I'm proud of you. You gave me chills that you're involved in an organization like that.
thank you.
Like Daryl said, I'm very advocate for mental health, and it's very important that we get involved. Doesn't matter what state we live in, get involved in the community, and we talk about mental health. But you answered one of my question. I was going to ask you what nonprofit organization you're involved with. So, what other nonprofit organization are you involved with?
Well, I'm a very big supporter. I actually just went over the weekend to their Brave Race, the Joyful Child Foundation. I did a pilot episode for their Be Brave program a few years back, actually, one of my first acting jobs. And I loved it because I was doing what I loved. And also, I mean, it was just such a positive experience. And I was working with incredible people doing a great thing. And their whole goal is to keep kids safe and to protect kids' joy. So they had a brave race over the weekend, um, and it it was about raising awareness. And they had a 1K race for little kids and family members. They had a 5K, they had a 10K, and it was just really cool to see the community come together. It was
Yeah.
incredible supporting such a great cause. And Erin Runyon, who started the foundation, is I mean, absolutely incredible. I've known her for years and supported the foundation, and
Mhm.
the work that she does. I mean, I don't know how she does it, honestly.
Amazing.
She's amazing.
Thank you, Kayden. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. I love that we're on this topic. I think that's such an important thing that not many people talk about, because it's not necessarily the easiest conversation to start. But I think for me, social media can be such a blinding thing. And you see people doing really great things constantly, and it everything on social media. I mean, some people will put negative things out there, but the majority of people are putting positive things about what their life or what they're doing, because I mean, I do the same thing. We want people to see. We want to try to promote ourselves, especially as an actor in the entertainment industry. um, and I feel like it's totally okay to be realistic about things, and that
Mhm.
it's okay to go through a little bit of a struggle or just have a little bit of down, or it's all just realistic things that humans
Hmm.
go through, and it's okay.
Yeah.
Very
I
true.
want to touch base on the on the topic that that your friends, why are you talking like this? I just find it fascinating because you're in an adult industry as well as child industry as well, but
Yes.
you have to be mature.
Yeah, you do.
And this is the version that your friends are seeing you as, where probably if they've gone to school with you for a long time, they probably did not see it like that beforehand.
Yeah.
So I guarantee you they're going to be speaking and talking and acting like you,
I
because
mean,
I just think it's one of those things like an adult can't understand you as a kid if you're not speaking to the adult like an adult.
exactly. Yeah. It's all about communication on set and like, Zooms with casting directors. I have to be on their level and understand where they're coming from as well. Yeah, it's funny because, when I'm around my friends and like even their parents, like sometimes I find like I have more in common maybe in a conversation with their parent than I do with them at the time. It's very interesting, right? And they're like, why are you laughing back and forth with my mom? And I'm like, because your mom is funny. Like moms are cool, guys. I know teenagers are like that. We're at that age where like our moms and dads are like so stupid or whatever, dumb, and like I'm so embarrassed by them. But no, honestly, I'm really close with both of my parents. My mom especially because we're together all the time. She's the one who takes me to set all the time. Well, now that I'm a driver's permit, maybe I'll be taking myself to set. Hopefully, but I'm manifesting
Hopefully,
that.
if she lets you go.
If she lets me go. Yeah, she wasn't really happy about this last Friday. My dad was, but my
Yeah.
mom wasn't. But yeah, so it's funny. It's back and forth. I can't really describe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dads are easy. Dads are like,
Yeah,
they got it. We'll be okay. Moms are like,
exactly.
stop, red light. And you're like, they're
It's like
so far
I'm
away.
her little baby. I'm the firstborn, and I have a little brother. I mean, he's not
Mhm.
that little. He's 13. Um, but it's like, I feel like the firstborn, it's a big deal, and especially because I'm her little girl.
Right.
She doesn't
I
want to see
totally
me leave the
understand.
nest. But I'm like, Mom, I'm in high school still. Like, don't worry. I'm a sophomore right now. I'm not a senior, so I'm not leaving yet.
You got 2 more years with me, Mom.
Exactly. Yeah. Enjoy
Totally.
them. Yeah.
I want to touch base on any other upcoming projects that you can talk about. Maybe the titles. If you're allowed to talk details, please do. And
Absolutely.
we'll go
Yeah.
from there.
Well, this is, I mean, it will be coming out this year, so I might be, yeah, I'll share about this. This was actually a really cool experience. This is one of my favorite experiences. Um, this literally never happens. Right after, like literally the day after I wrapped Bruton in Mississippi, I flew to New York for my first time and I shot a commercial with Joey Fatone from NSYNC. You guys might know him from NSYNC. Yeah, he's so. This was the commercial should be coming out in April, hopefully. I can't say what it's for, but I'm such a big fan of Joey, so I was like, what? And he's on Broadway right now doing and Juliet and all these things. I mean, he's incredible. He was also like the nicest person I've ever worked with. So that was very humbling because, you never know how big stars are going to be around you. And
Mm-hmm.
I've met, not necessarily worked with, but I've met some stars that are just not the nicest people, which I don't ever understand that. Um, yeah, I don't believe in that stuff. I feel like you should always be grateful and always should be humble.
And
Yeah,
how was
go
oh,
ahead.
I'm
Go
sorry, how
ahead.
was your experience in New York real quick?
Well, it was super fast. So like it was great. I tried New York pizza for the first time, which was absolutely incredible.
The
And I
true
tried,
Italian pizza here.
and I know, and I am Italian, and I have a big Italian family in New York. Actually, they don't even know that we were in New York because they live upstate New York. So I hope that they're not watching this right now.
Oopsie.
um, but anyways, I'll probably be going back to New York. I'm hoping soon. I want to book something else in New York, which would be really cool. so that I can see them. But it was really fast because commercials like usually a day, and this one was a day. So I literally flew in. Our flight got delayed like 5 hours, like multiple times, which was very scary because of the snow. So I was like, oh my gosh, we're not going to make it. We finally got in. I had a fitting actually the day that we were landing. We didn't make the fitting, so they did the fitting on set, which I was very grateful to production for just you know understanding. Um, so then it's literally we got in super late that night, and then the next morning I was on set all day, and then next day flew back, and that was it. But I tried a New York bagel. I tried it. I just tried to try the delicious New York food while I was there, and I feel like at least that I got the pizza and the bagel. I feel like I've tried New York
Very
food,
true.
but I definitely will go back, especially because my brother and my dad want to go.
Was the pizza exactly how everyone describes?
Okay, so we door dashed it. So it wasn't like as hot as it could have been, like melty and but like it was really good. Like no matter what, I mean, I wish that we would have gone, to like a place and had it there and had a big slice. But it was still delicious. Like, don't get me wrong. And I even saved it in the hotel refrigerator, like for the next morning to eat it for breakfast. So, I mean, yeah, I was enjoying it.
Wow.
Well, it's always better the next day anyway.
Yes,
That's true.
very
All the
true.
flavor kind of absorbs. Yeah, you got a good point. This is kind of an interesting thing, but I'm a big fan of cold pizza. I think it's so good. I don't know why. Some people don't. I mean, my dad got me into it. I was like, this is delicious. I don't know where has this been my whole life?
I'm sorry, I'm not a cold pizza person,
Hey,
but
it's most people aren't. A lot of
no.
people tell me I'm weird for
Um,
that.
what is your favorite genre and what is your dream genre role?
Ooh, I love drama. Honestly, it's really weird, kind of circling back because what made me want to start in this industry was watching Disney sitcoms, and multicam and the volume, energy, and pacing and all that stuff. That stuff is so different than my goals now. Like I would love to be in it like an Ozark type series. Love that. I don't know if you guys have seen that series, but it's so good. Jason Bateman is incredible. Or an A24 film, which that's like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
something that could get really good attention and like, award season kind of grabs it.
Mhm.
Like my dream is to one day win an Oscar, which is a kind of a crazy dream, but I don't know. I feel like if I manifest it, I believe in myself, I work hard. Um, I feel like it could come true. So
Yep, Ryochi, I will be right back. Caden, I have something to show you that my wife has gotten me, so I will be right back.
oh, I'm so excited. Oh my goodness.
You
This
know,
I'm really excited. Okay.
well, I mean, I'm so excited for you, Kate, you've done a lot, and
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
you act so mature
Thank you.
for
Oh,
your age. You really do act mature. And I have two more questions for you because I know you, like I said, you're in a tight schedule. So if I can squeeze in two more questions for you, I'll ask those last two, and then we'll go from
perfect.
there. I'll let Daryl show what he needs to show.
Okay, so me being an actor as well, I have the same dreams as you, and I am manifesting and putting it out there that one day. And so my wife,
That is amazing.
Oh my gosh. That is so cool.
outstanding performance, Daryl Terrell.
That's incredible.
That is
That
actually
is so
incredible,
awesome. What
Daryl.
an incredible gift. That's how you manifest
Yeah,
with something
Kaden,
like that.
you are just like I said, going amazing, and
Thank
I
you.
do see it, and it's actually, we've known each other for a while,
We
and
have, yes.
yes, and your support and everything, but
Oh, your
you know,
support means the
you have
world.
done so many roles, so many, and fabulous and amazing of all the roles you played. It's just. I'm so shocked with all the roles you've done. And
Thank you.
all the roads you've done was amazing. It gives you chills. So don't
Stop
stop.
it.
Keep
Oh
going.
my gosh, stop.
No, I'm serious. I
Gosh,
really am
I appreciate
serious.
that so much. That means
You're
so
doing a
much
good
to me.
job. You are. Because every
Thank
trailer I
you.
see you put on your Instagram, your previews, everything, you can see the full heart that you're putting into it. And I think that I don't want to
Yes.
say I think that is what actors we that's what actors do. We put your full heart
Hmm.
into it, your emotions into it, and you go out there. And Daryl can agree too, he's an actor too. You go out there and you tell stories and you just do it and you manifest it. And that's
Yeah.
what you're doing and what Daryl's doing. Any actors out there is doing to tell people stories. And
Yeah.
what do we do if yourself or Daryl is not there and we have no actors in the entertainment industry? We can't tell people stories. So that's the one thing I want to say.
You're very right. No, very well said. And I mean, I just love what I do, and I always hope that I make an impact on other people. So,
Well, my words to you is that it's obvious that your passion speaks for itself. Your passion, your hard work is obviously paying off, and it's a matter of time before we actually do see you receiving
The
the
award.
Oscar.
oh my gosh. Wow. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Kayden, if I ever go to LA or you ever come to Oklahoma City, message Daryl, myself. We would love to come support you. And
Yes. Oh my gosh.
yes,
I want to come
please,
see you
please
guys.
do.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll have coffee, pizza.
Yeah,
Incredible.
the
Yes.
pizza may not be as good as New York, so Daryl and I
That's
can't
okay.
promise that, but we will
Hey,
give you the best as we can. I mean, I
Oklahoma
mean,
has
I'm
good
just
food
being
though.
honest.
Love it. That sounds incredible. Oh my gosh. I'm looking forward to that. I'm manifesting that as well.
No.
Yes. Well, Kayden, I know, like I said, you have to go, but like I said, we appreciate you
Mhm.
coming on. Mean
Thank
it.
you so much for having me.
And
This was so wonderful.
we cannot wait for all the upcoming roles you're going to be doing, upcoming projects, and um my last question is where can people find you and what is your big quote? Cadence quote.
Kayden's quote. All right. You guys can find me on Instagram at Kayden Tokarski. Same as more of my fun kind of channel is TikTok and YouTube. I love to do like little voiceover Kim Kardashian sounds with my mom. So if you guys want to watch those, you can. And then also X. And then my quote. That's a really great question. Hmm. I
Or
think.
message that you want to put out
Yes,
to
that too.
other
Oh,
young people like yourself.
oh, that's so great. Keep going and keep doing what you love. I think your love is always going to drive you. So if you feel like you're doing something that you don't love, then you're going to find something that you love. There's always something out there for you. Um, yeah, that I honestly I'm kind of speechless right now because I so appreciate you guys and I'm oh my gosh, this was so much fun. But yeah, just keep going. It's there's so many challenges that you'll face up and down like everybody does in life because life is just such a weird but beautiful roller coaster. But, you know, just do what you love. Follow your
Thank
heart.
you. Thank you again, Kaden. We'll keep in touch. We can't wait to have you back.
Absolutely.
And thank you again for coming on.
Thank
Thank you
you
so
guys so
much.
much. I really appreciate it. It was so
You're,
wonderful meeting you both.
you're
Well, seeing
welcome.
you and meeting you, Daryl.
Yes,
Thank you.
talk to you
Nice meeting you
soon.
as well.
I'll see
Bye
you
bye.
soon. Thank
All
you.
right,
Bye,
bye-bye.
guys.